Peter Eliades with you. Stock Market Cycles Update, Tuesday, October 15. Now, come on, admit it. You're having fun with this stuff, aren't you? This is such a fascinating concept in terms of predicting where the market's going. So, the first thing I'm going to show you is the closing price projections. These are nominal 20-day upside closing price projections. We showed them to you over the past day or two. We're going to show you all three of the indexes that we follow fairly closely. This is the New York Composite Index. The projection called for a closing move to between 12,998.64 and 13,173. Today's close into the projection window at 13,006.04. Okay? So that's the New York Composite Index. Let's look at the Dow. These things don't happen separately usually. They work together. Here's the DJIA projection. It calls for a move between 26,974. We don't have to look at the upper side because the only one that's important now is that 26,974, and we closed today at 27,024.80 into the projection window. Let's look at the S&P. Lo and behold, same thing here. Inside the projection window, the projection call for a close at least up to 29.9026. Today's close was 29.9568. Now, what happens next is important, and a lot of times, because the closing price projection has been met, that sets the market up for at least a short-term reversal, but usually not until we meet or come close to meeting the equivalent intraday projections. Now, let me show you one of the intraday charts. Let's start out, let's see which one is up first, and we'll, rather than keep switching around. Okay, the one that's up is the S&P. So take a look at this now. This is calling for substantially higher prices. It's the same projection, the same offset, 7 to 8 trading days, the equivalent of 10 calendar days for a nominal 20-day projection. And here's the 20-day projection. Calls for a move at least up to 30, 36, 44, 45, okay? So why is that important? Well, it's important because take a look down here where the low was established, and you can see, let me put on a closing chart here quickly. See where the closing low was? Right up here. But the intraday low, the low that we looked on the open high-low chart, is way down here. And that's the reason for the difference between the closing price projection and the intraday high projection. The intraday high uses this low in order to get the projection of this being the halfway move. The closing price projection uses this close up here significantly higher. That it's about 30 points higher. So that implies that the intraday high might be around 30 points higher. So all that means is it's setting us up for the potential for some kind of reversal day. We don't have to see that. I'm just telling you that oftentimes that's what happens. Now we have these closing projections. They have been met. The nominal 20 days. There are still higher upside projections that have not been met. So if we get some kind of pullback, that's probably all it will be. But we are set up to come up to this level around 30, 36 intraday on the S&P. If we do get there within a few points of there, look for the possibility of some kind of reversal, at least for the short term. So those are the things that I find very interesting. Now, what else did we want to show you? I know. Let's take a quick look at the 27-minute chart equivalent of these offsets we just looked at. Okay, here's the equivalent with a 27-minute chart. Now, notice also here that this is the bar. See this bar down here that went significantly lower than all the other bars. That's the one that the projections measured off. I'll show you how it's done. This is the low that's used, 28.55. Most of the price action took place 28.70, 75 and higher. So there's about 15 points down here that is used to get the upside projection. And whether that's going to be taken into effect, we don't know. But that's calling for, on the intraday charts, a move up to at least 30.24 and change. So that's the type of thing to be looking for in the next day or two. If we get a move up to the 30.25 level, there is the possibility of some kind of short, perhaps even sharp, turnaround from there, because both the closing and the intraday projections will have been met. It's going to be quick now. I just want to show you one more chart. This is one that we showed you quite a while ago. It's the daily advanced decline line of the New York Stock Exchange. We talked a long time about this. In fact, we should show you the long-term channel here, because if you haven't seen it before, it's very impressive. The long-term channel goes back to October of 11. So we draw a bottoms line from the October of 11 bottom through the February of 16 bottom, and we parallel that off the July of 2014, July 1st, 2014 top. And where does that take us? Well, it stopped the market virtually exactly in early 2018 at that high. It stopped it virtually exactly in September or August, late August, early September of 2018 at that high, came all the way down in the big decline into the December bottom, and gets stopped again right around that trend line on July 26th. Well, look what's happened since then. We talked about breaking above the upper channel of the advanced decline line, that might be a positive sign. Well, we did it for about, maybe a week or a little more, then came down. As we came down, let's zoom in a little closer here so we can see the price action more closely. As we came down to almost to settle at this short-term trend line, okay? We went a tiny bit below it, and now we've rallied back up to, guess where? We've rallied back up to that upper trend line. That's trouble sometimes, and that's something you got to watch closely. The advanced decline line is looking good because it can easily make a new all-time high, getting above the high that was established here on September 11th. But let's watch it closely in here. And one more reason to watch the intraday action tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting. So we're going to leave you with that. Thanks for watching. Please make some comments below. Tell us whether you like these updates or not, whether you're impressed or not. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, hopefully a thumbs up, that you like the tapes, and make some kind of commentary. Click the bell, subscribe, click the bell so you'll be notified of all the updates that we do. Thank you for watching.